What is up, everybody? Good morning and welcome back to Marvel Rivals. Welcome back to the channel. Today I thought I would do something a little bit different and do a little bit more of a spectating video. This is a game that actually took me from gold to platinum. So still trying to climb up there a little bit, especially because I play with a console player pretty often, and a lot of the times we cannot play competitive because there is no cross-platform competitive. But this is a pretty well-fought game, so there's a lot of good things that happen, a lot of bad things that happen. So let's get right into it, and I will try and kind of narrate what I'm thinking, what's going on, and things I could have done better as we go through. So let's hit the play button and go from there. You also all have access to this as well, so if you want to go through your own replays and kind of do something like this just for yourself, feel free to do that, because that is definitely something that will help you get a little bit better at your, look at your gameplay, see what you can do better. So right here, I just commit my shift. We're just healing these tanks, making sure that as they dive in, they are staying as high health as they possibly can be. So just trying to stay safe. Stay away. We have a couple line of sight issues here, actually, because our Bucky actually gets killed there. I'm just not able to heal him in time. And then our Hulk line of sights me pretty hard here, trying to heal this Namor. And the Hulk is definitely over there, so I just decide I'm just going to focus on the Penny, make sure that she stays alive and is able to set up and do a little bit more damage. I get my shift back, and we're able to save the Hulk there as he goes in. And then, since I've already farmed my ult, which is kind of crazy, I actually do commit ult just so that we can win this first fight. I switch to damage because nobody's really dying, and then I switch to heal, switch back to damage so that we can push them off the point, keep it on damage because no one's taking damage, and then just top people off right before it fades. So we try and get Storm there. She gets shielded and gets out thanks to Magneto. And then I use my shift again and start absolutely blasting heals into our tanks, our front line. Magneto actually gets on the point here, and our whole team has to back up, which is a little bit awkward, but we do still end up turning on him, and I get Storm ulted, Cloak and Dagger ulted, and Psylocke ulted. So I get absolutely demolished there, as does our own Cloak and Dagger, so we struggle a little bit on the survival part there. Running back to point now, our CR team is actually still alive, which is a little bit weird. So I would have kind of probably enjoyed a full reset a little bit better, but I try and get to point and then use some abilities to heal, but I do get Magneto ulted, and me and the Cloak and Dagger actually die again, which pretty much solidifies their taking of the point. I definitely should have been a little bit more patient there, especially knowing that they have all farmed their ults back and they didn't really commit a whole lot on that first push. So I definitely could have kept that in mind as I was pushing up there and not been stacked up with our Cloak and Dagger, but it is okay. Getting right back into it, we are waiting for the Hulk to respawn. We're not committing too much here, just trying to get some cheeky ult charge, heal off some of the chip damage that the enemy is doing to us. We're at 52%, so we're actually pretty close. We know that one fight, pretty much at the end of the fight, I will have my ult. So just staying safe, getting a little bit of damage here. Nothing too crazy. Our tank jumps in, instantly dies, so our Hulk is just instantly dead. But we do get a pick on their Cloak and Dagger and their Psylocke, so they don't have a whole lot of damage. It's pretty easy for me and this Cloak and Dagger to keep the Penny alive, even though we don't have that second tank. The Storm falls, the Luna falls, and we actually get control of this point, and we are going to get to probably around 65% or so before the enemies even be able to touch the point, because they all just got sent back to spawn. So knowing that I have my ult is kind of big here, because I know they're going to probably commit a couple ults to take this point from us. I'm just trying to stay safe. I am kind of skittish after being Magneto ulted before and Psylocke ulted, Storm ulted, all that sort of stuff. So they commit Doctor Strange ult, Luna ult, and I see this Luna ulting, and I like to ult after their Luna ults just so that I know that her ult will fade before mine. Storm ults into my ult, which is not very good, so hers is basically wasted. I'm able to keep people alive through that. And then we're able to push back a little bit. Unfortunately, we do all get just absolutely demolished here, and I get picked off by the Hela, which is not great. So we do lose that fight, even though we did negate a lot of their damage. Not really sure what happened there, but it's okay. We kind of get full wiped here. Our Moon Knight dies a little bit late, so now we have to wait a little bit longer, but we're still at 97%. We know that if we win one more fight, then we will win this round. So at this point, I'm guarding Venom. I know he's going to be a lot harder to hit with actual heals, so I guard him to replicate my healing on him. I use my shift so I can start cleaving through enemies, start trying to do a little bit of damage, help out my team. And then Magneto ults, I'm like, not again, absolutely not. I'm not getting ulted here. And he doesn't actually kill anybody, which is very, very good. So committed Magneto ult, trying to top off the Venom. And then Doctor Strange actually takes a 1v1 with me here. I'm not really sure why. I don't have my right click, so I'm a little bit worried, but he doesn't end up hitting me a whole lot. So I just take the 1v1, and my team is actually able to cap point because he left. He just fully left point. They didn't have a tank, and we just kind of steamrolled them while he was dealing with me. So that was kind of a throw, but hey, we'll take it. We're down for sure. Moving on to the next map. I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit. We want to take the high ground over here. We want to go to the right, but we kind of insist on going, our team insists on going in this little tunnel. So the enemy has high ground on us over on the right hand side there. I guard Venom because, again, he's going to be the harder target to hit. I want to replicate all of my healing that I do on easy to hit targets to Venom. I ult a little bit prematurely here. There's really nothing that I need to ult here. Their Luna ults as well, so now we're all just sitting, dancing around, healing. Nobody can really do any damage to each other. So we're just kind of sitting here. Both Luna ults fade, and then they Storm ult, they Hela ult, and they Cloak and Dagger ult. So they have just blown 4 ults to get this point. There's not a whole lot that we could have done about that one. They commit 4 ults. We committed 1, I believe. So yeah, so we still have Penny ult, we still have Namor ult, so we're okay. Fully resetting here. I shift a little bit early there and try and save the Penny, but she's dead, so at this point I'm just waiting for our tanks to reset. I'm pinging to fall back on our team, and best case scenario here, we are going to get a little bit of cheeky ult charge by getting a couple hit markers or something, and definitely healing off the chip damage on our other teammates. So again, we're taking this weird choke. I think we should go to the right here, but we like to take this choke. Hulk gets absolutely fried, so I pop my shift to try and get some really big heals into him. We actually pick the Hela. I don't want to get Magneto ulted, so I kind of run away and get away from my team so that if he wants to solo ult me, he doesn't kill anyone else. We do also kill the Magneto there, and their team is going to run away. And we pick the Cloak and Dagger a little bit late. As you can see in the top right hand side of the screen, they're a little bit staggered too, so you definitely don't want to do that in games like this. You want to either die all at once or die at least within a few seconds of each other, because now they're all up and kind of waiting for their Doctor Strange, and he just spawned just now. So pretty big turn. That gives us a lot of extra time, and we're able to build past 20% here, just staying on the point with pretty much no resistance. They all funnel through this little hallway here, which is kind of a Luna dream. I can just pop my shift and get a good amount of cleave. I can heal my tank that's taking up the entire hallway, and then I can get a little bit of damage on the enemy. So our Hulk hulks out. He's taking so much damage, but we're able to keep him up. I see their Luna ult, but my team isn't really taking a whole lot of damage, so I'm going to hold mine. I know that I have it, but again, we are not doing that. So here's where I actually make a huge mistake. I think I'm on healing, but I fat finger my Q, and I'm actually on damage that entire time. So our Cloak and Dagger doesn't actually get topped off from my ult and ends up dying, but we still end up being able to put forth a little bit more damage and win the point. So we kill the Doctor Strange there, and without their tank, they are not going to be great. Storm just ults and then actually dies to Namor, which is a little bit awkward. So she pretty much wasted her ult. I probably wouldn't have committed ult there if I was her too, just because it was kind of a 1v5. Her whole team was already dead. Definitely just hold it for next fight. So we know Storm doesn't have ult. I'm feeling a little bit safer just because they don't have a whole lot of ults that can reach me. So just trying to, again, farm back ult, stay on point, prioritize healing these tanks, and let Cloak and Dagger do a little bit more of like the cleave healing onto the DPS. So just getting some good damage here. We're at 62% ult charge. They Magneto ult me again, and they actually kill me and the Moon Knight there. So that is a little bit scary. I felt safe. I definitely was not safe. So I should have played a little bit safer there, just knowing that I'm pretty easy to kill. But our whole team is still alive, kind of. But we wipe, and then we stagger pretty hard here. As you can see, we have 8 seconds on our Cloak and Dagger actually spawning, and then our tank just spawned there too. So we're a little bit staggered. I'm just pinging to fall back, make sure that we can get a full reset. Our Moon Knight gets a pick on the Cloak and Dagger, which is pretty big here. but we don't have the rest of our team quite yet, so we can't capitalize on it right away. Our Penny goes in a little bit early, so I use my shift to try and keep her alive. We commit Namor ult, and I just commit my ult as well, because I think if we can wipe them here, then we can win a point. Unfortunately, their Luna ults and their Punisher ults, so their Punisher ult is going to last longer than mine, so we do end up taking a ton of damage from Punisher here. I'm not able to, I'm pumping into this Penny so hard, and it's just not working. So, pause. Yeah, so we end up getting rocked there, and we get full wiped. At this point, I'm just trying to get some cheeky ultimate charge, get back to 51% before the round ends, and our whole team gets wiped. We are not even able to trigger overtime, and we go into a third round. So there, we definitely staggered a little bit, so we definitely could have played that a little bit better, but, you know, it happens. This game, you're not going to play perfect all the time. Your team is not going to play perfect all the time. You just have to kind of roll with it. So, you can break that glass there. If you didn't know that, you just attack the glass. You can go through there. And now, this is the last round. I guard the Penny. I want to make sure that all of my healing is going to be duplicated to her so that we can keep her up, make sure that she stays set up on the point with her little spider mines, and making sure that we top this Moon Knight. I know that the whole enemy team is coming in, so I shift, and we actually get a cheeky kill on that Punisher. I get Storm ulted solo again. She actually does kill our Cloak and Dagger as well. So, first fight does not go super well for us, because they double kill our healers, but with Luna, we actually get this movement speed, so we can use our little skates to get back there pretty quickly. So our team is actually still alive, so I'm like, oh, maybe there's a chance. I throw my stun just to get, for some reason, I'm not really sure why, I think I meant to hit my shift. Our Hulk line of sights me, which is pretty bad, and then I'm like, okay, well now this is over. But our Namor and our Cloak actually already go in, and I'm like, please back up, please back up. We need to reset. If we go in and two of us die, we are going to lose so much percent here. So we back up into this hallway, wait for our tanks to come back, and we actually get a swap to Venom. So Hulk actually swaps to Venom here, which is a pretty good swap, I think. We don't have a whole lot of backline access with our team, especially like with Namor and Moon Knight. So unless they get good angles, they're not hitting the backline a whole lot. We need some disruption there. So we are guarding the Penny, popping a shift, trying to make sure that our tanks stay alive, especially our Venom, so that he can get access to the Storm. He picks the Storm here, and we actually commit ult here, so I'm going to heal up my entire team, and I ended up getting Magneto one-shot. It is important to keep in mind that Luna's ult, while it does a ton of healing and it heals you and all that sort of stuff, you can still get one-shot in it, so you aren't immune. I definitely should have played that a little bit careful, especially with not knowing exactly what their ult timers were. Yeah, so enough said. Just make sure that you play around that ult. You can still get one shot. You're not indestructible. You're not immune. You're not anything like that. So definitely play around that. I go for a little bit of cheeky damage here. I should have been paying attention to the Venom and the Magneto over here for sure. But we do still get the point, and we're able to start building a little bit of percent here. The Punisher sets up a turret, and my team just refuses to line of sight here, so we just get absolutely fried, and there's nothing that I can really do. I can't heal through that. So our Cloak and Dagger dies. It's pretty, yeah, it's looking pretty much confirmed that they're going to take this point. I hear Hela ult, so I'm trying to stay around this corner, make sure that I don't die. Punisher ults as well, so I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be anywhere near that line of sight. Their Punisher actually does kill our Namor, so we're kind of low on damage, but we do pick their Punisher off a little bit, and our Venom is back, so we can get a little bit more offensive here. It looks like they also did have a DC, which I didn't realize at this point, so that's a little bit awkward. I think they probably would have won this game, actually, if their DC was not DC'd. If you're not familiar with what DC means, it means disconnected. So they have a player, their Magneto disconnected. I get Storm ulted solo again, but I pop my ult. I'm like, absolutely not. We are not going to get solo ulted by Storm again. That is not happening. Absolutely not. Namor ults as well, so we're feeling a little bit comfortable. I'm making sure that I switch to healed, make sure my Venom is popped off, making sure my tanks stay healthy. And we end up getting a pick on their Luna. They don't have a whole lot of heals. I could have probably saved the Venom there if I had just looked over to my right, but we are doing okay. The Magneto falls, everyone else falls, and we full wipe them on 84% cap. So now we know that we basically have, if they cap the point, we have another full push before we lose, and they need to win on this push if we are going to, you know, win the game. So if we wipe them here, game over. So their Punisher actually pushes in really, really early, so does their Star-Lord, and they both get picked, which is kind of a throw. Their Luna ults nothing, so their Luna is just kind of sitting there healing herself. And it's a 4v6 right now. So as soon as that Luna ult fades, we are going to have a huge advantage. There's not a whole lot of healing. I just make sure that I stay safe from this Magneto ult. Armor dodges the Magneto ult with his left shift. And this is the part where they are just going to kind of melt. We killed our Luna. Their Magneto is soon to follow. And then they're not even able to touch point except with the Punisher, who goes down immediately. And we secure the dub. So a couple throws by them at the end. Definitely could have been an even closer game, and I didn't play perfect by any means, but you know, that's how this game is going to go. You're not always going to play perfect. You just got to make sure that you are doing as much as you can with what you can in the moment. So we got the victory. I also do get MVP this game, so Luna is a character that you're going to see on this screen a good amount. And as you can see, here's the scoreboard again. Did 36k healing, even though I died 8 times. So if you were to be a little bit safer and play a little bit better than I did, you could do way more than this and be even more valuable. So I hope that helped you guys get a little bit more of an in-depth look at Luna Snow. Let me know if there's any videos that you want to see from the channel in the comments. And again, I will put the Luna Snow Beginner's Guide in the description if you want to learn how to play this character. And I will see you guys in the next one.